Hello, hello, hello. It's a brand new day, and this is our morning connection. How you doing this morning? I'm Skip LaCour. I'm so glad you are here today, joining me for our daily check-in, our daily discipline, our habit, our ritual, our mental toughness conditioning workout. Just you and me, we're workout partners. We're accountable to each other to get our minds right at the beginning of every day, and that's what this is all about, morning connection. I'm so glad you're here. In a moment, I'm going to acknowledge you for joining me live, whether you're here on Instagram. Love you guys on Instagram. And the tribe that we've built up over since the beginning of the year over on Facebook. In a moment, I'm going to say good morning to you. I love this where we can start our day not only checking in to see what we're going to focus on today, what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give us some things to think about. If you're a little bit older, going through this journey in life, we know that we got to make the most of our time. We got to make the most of every single day. When we check in, I just give you some things to think about, to get our minds right. Maybe today, this is something maybe a little bit different. Sometimes I come on here and I'm just so positive. As a matter of fact, Johnny reached out, after the after show over on Instagram, and I was telling him, and he showed his appreciation where yesterday's message really hit home with him. And I said, "Oh, yeah, I really appreciate that feedback. I wasn't feeling it at all when I turned on the camera for this morning connection," and he was surprised by that. Right? I said, "No, I mean, actually." There are a lot of times, I'm just like you. Life gets me down. I take on more than I can handle at that time, and I've got to grow into it. I got to step into it. Maybe it causes me stress, uncertainty, just like everybody else. And it doesn't matter what you've accomplished in the past. It's how you tackle the particular challenge in front of you, and there's always a challenge in front of you. So believe it or not, there are a lot of times I'm stressed out. I'm uncertain. And I just use the things that I talk about, I bring up with you to get my mind right too. So I love this opportunity. It makes me step up. It makes me think about my day very early in the morning. Can't linger on to 7, 8, or 9 o'clock because I got to step up and be accountable to you as we're training partners. And I love what you're doing for me. In this connection, I want to talk about how to be grateful. How to be grateful. That's my strategy when I take on too much and I need that time to get the right perspective, get positive myself. How to be grateful is what I want to talk about in this morning connection. You guys on Instagram, I love you guys. The views over on Instagram rivaling the amount of views on Facebook already, guys. So I love it. I'm glad my wife pushed me. You need to get your show over on Instagram. That's a place to be too, right? So I'm so glad you're here on Instagram. Let's see, who do we have watching us here? I always want to say good morning, even if it's very early in the morning here on the West Coast here, Pacific time. Carrie, of course, giving me some love here. Appreciate that. So how are you doing this morning? Is this the way to start your day? Just you and me. All right. Well, I tell you, sometimes I need you more than you probably need me. It is just like working out. How many times you could be the best training partner in the world? You could be ready to train, know that you're into it, and sometimes you don't feel it. And it's because you have to be there for your training partner. You probably wouldn't show up. You would be late, right, if it wasn't for that accountability. That's the way I feel with you. Good morning, Pete. So glad you're here. And good morning, Masashi. Let's see. McTerman, too, is 5 minutes back from the gym. I love it. You're an early riser, too. I assume that. I don't know where you are in the world right here, McTerman. It could be evening, who knows, all right? So let's talk about how to be grateful. I'll tell you this, is that, we do this mental toughness conditioning. A lot of you guys have shown your appreciation that I bring this energy and I bring this passion every single day, and gives you something to check in, gives you some things to think about. And by no by no means am I positive 10 out of 10 all the time, regardless of what it may seem like. I wanted to let Johnny know that I have my challenges like everybody else, just what I do with him, what I've conditioned myself to do. And with my one-on-one coaching clients, so I coach men just like you from all over. But initially, men come to me, being the former six-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder, being that I'm almost 57 years old, and I have the certainty of teaching as well as helping men execute the strategies to take their fitness to the next level, right? To get that older men who successful in their business and family take control, come up to speed right away to become the total package. Older men help them with their fitness. They initially come to me for that, but it always graduates to life coaching, right? Accountability coaching, success fulfillment coaching, getting them clear on their goals, making them emotionally connected to them, accountable to me as well as themselves, their family, the big picture, week by week, right? Strategies, but a lot of times it's just reminding them of who they are, getting that imagination. If I want to do some of that for you every single day when we do this this morning connection. And one thing I do, it's just the one-on-one. I'm very open about my challenges. I fall on a sword because I know a lot of times you're going through things, my guys are going through things that sometimes you feel alone, especially if we're men and we're going through it. We think we may be alone or we're defective or broken, some of the challenges of thoughts. And I don't want my guys to go through that. I talk to so many men, so I have a different perspective where you just might be in one mode of thinking. You only have your perspective, maybe a guy friend. You don't know how normal sometimes your thinking is. And when you realize that the thoughts that you have, the self-doubt that you have, the uncertainty that you have is so common even from the men who you respect, you know, it becomes a lot easier just to do the work, use your talents and abilities to chip away at the challenge that's in front of you. And so I'm more than open. I go in the past, I go in the present. I can always bring up with something they're going through, so I can take off that that tightness of just moving forward, so they can just hurry up and step into their power and get to work. So I tell you, I have those challenges too, and this is one thing that I meet with my wife very early in the morning, and then we at night, just to reframe, rethink about, because you're always going to have challenges along with all the great things that you've worked for. And there's always great things that are going to be coming into your future, and it's not because of what you've done today, it's because of all the great things, the hard work, the seeds that you've planted in the past. And you have to have that imagination, you have to live in that anticipation that those things will come. They're just germinating right now, right? So in addition to what you're doing now, the seeds you planted in the past, you've got to believe in that. And so we just spend a little bit of time reframing so we don't just focus on our challenges. One thing that I do, and I do with my wife, something to do is what can you be grateful for? What are we grateful for? How far have we come? It's so important for you to realize all the things you're grateful for. That's what I did this morning. When I woke up about an hour ago, that's what I needed at the time. Being grateful, and there are so many things to be grateful for. And it's put me in a state where, you know, I have that momentum now to show up with you. It's that shift of that mindset. That's all we need to keep on going for another half an hour to keep on keeping on. And then now we're ready to take more action. It all starts with that mindset, being grateful. All the things that you've accomplished, all the things that you have, all the things who you are, and how it's, again, you plant those seeds, how they're in your future. Right? We all have things to be grateful for. I just looking through my feed or scrolling, I saw where in Seattle, a big crane just fell out of the sky, a construction worker, and right in the middle of the street, and it killed like 4 people. And you saw the crane. I mean, it came right down the driver's seat and went all the way. I mean, what a horrific sudden death for that person there. And now, and I just thought about it for a moment. I mean, their life is over, but You think you're having a bad day. What if, not if that happened to you, you'd be gone, but what about someone you love? Your family member, your wife, your brother, your sister, your child was driving there. I mean, you think you're having a bad day now? You think your future looks bleak? We have life. We have, you have the opportunity to chip away whatever challenge you're facing. You should be grateful that you have another day to fight on. And some things didn't happen to people who are close to you, because I tell you, it's tough to work in your challenges, no matter how tough you are, when you've just had experienced a loss. And again, I don't usually look at the worst case scenario to make me up, because there's so many things that I can be grateful for my family. The ability that you're even listening to me right now, that we even have this opportunity, that I live in the anticipation with all the things, that goodwill that I've done, just like you. Especially when we're open to it, what can happen today, tomorrow, living that anticipation, just being grateful. I'll tell you, it's easy to be all positive and energetic when life is going great, all right? And it doesn't go great for all of us, and it's just getting that perspective, just to last another half hour, just to be productive in that half hour and create that momentum, all right? That's one of my strategies. That's my strategy for myself and for my wife, is just stopping and thinking what we're grateful for. And just like exercising in the gym, you get better and better. Stacking, opening that imagination. I'll tell you, maybe one of the most productive things you can do today is to stop and think how grateful you are of all the things that are in front of you. Reminds me, just yesterday I talked to a gentleman, and he actually did one-on-one coaching with me about 4 years ago. And I follow him on Instagram, and I see all the exciting things he's doing, all the growth that he has done since we had Talk Less. And so he scheduled an appointment. He went to talkwithskip.com. You can go to talkwithskip.com and just to connect, on my schedule. You can just schedule 15 minutes to talk to me. So talkwithskip.com. Just went to my scheduler, and so I was excited yesterday, scheduled that time to talk, right? And I was really curious about what he had going on, right? So one of the things, that a lot of great things going on. He talked about all the growth that he has had since we met last, right? And but just like all of us, sometimes we get overwhelmed with our challenges. And one thing, he's a photographer, and he's a great photographer too. He's got a passion for it. If you got a passion, if you got a reason to get up, you have something to be grateful for, right? It's just bring it out. It's getting, again, that exercise of how to be grateful, right? And so, he was talking about how much gratitude he had for me, and past he wanted to help me out. And he lives not too far away, a couple 100 miles away. He said, can I come and shoot you, like, in the gym, photo shoot, right? And then we talked about what, he had in front of him and with his photography business. And this is what I do when I coach men. Sometimes, we're too focused on our challenges. We're not grateful to open up all the opportunities that we have, right? And that's what I do with men. So just like with exercise, when you exercise something a lot, you get better and better. I'm really good at seeing what you have in store, right? All the opportunities that you have. And it's easy for me because I'm not attached to your challenges or your worries or your lack of confidence. I can see for who you really are. I consider that my superpower, right, with people. And sometimes I got to do it with myself and my family, my wife, right? And what I saw in front of him, I said, look, he talked about his YouTube channel and in his things, and I said, if you look on my, and he's into fitness too, and so he just assumed, right, that I would want fitness shots, right? I said, if you look on my feed, you see how many pictures I have with my family. I said, you also could see how much gratitude they bring me, but that most of them are selfies where we're doing it ourselves. I said, I'll tell you, we really want to connect with this superpower of photography. You got to look at people's feeds, see what's most important to them, and help them with what they want most, what they're taking the most pictures of, and how you can enhance what they already love. And he just opened that. I said, like, I tell you, if you could have asked me again, I said, Skip, I see you're with your family. Can I come down and do a family shot, right? And I just, so I gave him some little insight on the value that he provides, how to provide more value, but not what he wants to provide. Maybe step into the world what they find most valuable. And it just set the tone of all this opportunity, everything that he's worked for, how to be grateful. When you're in a grateful state, you become more imaginative. You start taking advantage of your talents and abilities. You become more optimistic. You're ready to get to work, right? You're focusing on the positive. Being grateful is such an important part of the process. Maybe today, of this connection, you could just sit back and brainstorm all the things that you're grateful for. Why don't you post down below? I want to start making this more interactive, all right? Post what you're most grateful for. You know what I'm most grateful for? My family. My family. Really appreciate from my journey to get here, and this family, my wife and I, we've created, brings me so much joy, gives me so much inspiration. Some of you guys say, wow, how do you do this every single morning? You're in the gym, you're shooting all these videos. Man, well, you know what? It's for my family. I provide the value for you. That's the exchange of value to help my family. I'm all about family. That's what I'm so grateful for. And I'm grateful for all the love that I get from my family, but also how they push me to step up and provide for them and use all my talents and abilities. Like I said, when we're a little bit older, we got to take advantage of every single day. I'm grateful for the pressure. I'm grateful for my challenges. My challenges make me step up. Brainstorm today and talk about everything that you are grateful for. All right, guys. Hey, 12-week fitness transformation. You want to just get everything from your perspective. If you're an older man, go to skiplacour.com/transformation. My 12-week fitness transformation journey is starting real soon. I want you to be a part of it. I know you guys know me as the fitness guy. I have all that for you too. But this journey is going to be mental, emotional, physical. Right? You're going to have your training strategies, all the one-on-one time we spend over 12 weeks, you and me. Right? It's just going to be a matter of doing it. If you're challenged with your fitness, you want to take it to the next level. More than that, we're going to grow as men together. This is stuff we'll talk about on a continued basis. You want some more of this? Get on my 12-week fitness transformation journey. Just fill out that question. I'm going to talk to you today. Fill out that questionnaire. I'll reach out by text and then phone, and we'll see if it's a good fit for you. All right, guys. David says, a good message. I'm so grateful for you, David. I'm so grateful that I can turn my angst, my challenges, my struggles, I can turn it into power for myself, and it brings power to you. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so grateful for your comments, guys. I'm so grateful that you're even entertaining what I have to say. So that's going to do it for today. Remember, when we're a little bit older, we got to take on every day, 7 days a week, weekends, whatever it is. Checking in like this, get your game face on for the day. What can you do today that's going to put you ahead? All right, we got to live with a sense of urgency, take care of our physical bodies, right? Training, eating. We got to, our business, we got to produce with that sense of urgency. We got to love and we got to connect. We got to be grateful every day with that sense of urgency. Remember that everything in life, figuring out your biggest challenges, accomplishing your biggest goals, everything in life runs in patterns. There's a code to crack. There's a pattern. Some are more complex than others. Some of them you get right away. Sometimes it takes you forever, where it seems like everybody can pick up the pattern and figure it out more than it makes you think, am I dumb or what? When you really want it. Some, a lot of them are in between, but everything in life runs in patterns. You can figure out the pattern. You just keep on keeping on. Even the figuring out the pattern of how to be grateful. There's a pattern for that. All right, that's the empowering belief. I want you to remember today. That's what, when I'm challenged, when I can't feel it, I know there's a pattern. Being grateful is part of my pattern. Focusing on that to get me myself into a more optimistic, all right, imaginative state. All right, that's the pattern, right? Everything in life runs in patterns. Just a matter of time before you figure it out. Remember that. All right, so have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day today. Remember to expect the best from yourself today. Expect the best from your efforts. Expect the best from other people. The value that you're trying to provide the message you're trying to communicate. Expect the best from them. They will get you when you figure out the pattern, when you keep on committing. They will get you. How can they not get you? You are a force to be reckoned with. Have a great day.